Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry it's been so long. This is Jen with Unchained Crochet. Um, I have been working, I am an essential worker, and recently watched Schindler's List a few weeks ago, and it was so creepy because of Schindler's List, and um, the workers, some of the Jews were referred to as essential workers. So they weren't taken to the concentration camps like the others. So that was a bit, I don't know, just an odd moment. Um, so I have had a lot going on, a lot on the needles. We'll have some on my sewing machine needle here soon. I'm waiting for some cotton rope to come. Um, I have in the past made a bally bag, and I just kind of watched a video. I don't remember which one it was. It was on YouTube, and a tutorial on how to do the bally bag and turn in your raw edges. And instead of cotton rope like clothesline, I used cotton piping, which was a 1/4 inch from Joann's, and I think it took 3 or 4 packs to make one. um, I made my daughter an extra large one for a knitting bag, and she still carries it and uses it, my youngest. And here's the one I made for me. I had bought um, just a jelly roll of batiks, and I think this might have been the second bag I made, and I just used some purse handles from Joann's. So I love the batiks, and it's been washed a couple times and a little bit faded. I've got a spot where the zigzag, because my zigzag stitch was pretty long and wide, but I've got a spot that I need to repair. So there's the bottom. Just coiled it around. It sews up so quick. This little one probably you can do in about 4 hours. And that was with turning in the raw edges. So I am using a different tutorial. I think it's Rosie's, I can't remember the name of it. Rosie's Gallery or something like that. She's on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description box below later. But I am not using batiks this time. I'm using some fabrics that I had bought to make a scrappy quilt. And I'm the same way with yarn when it comes to scrappy projects. Instead of using scrap so much, I will buy new yarn to make this scrappy whatever, usually a blanket. So I bought new fabrics to make a king size quilt for me and my husband a couple years ago after we got married, and it never got finished. I made some diamond blocks up. They're very sharp pointed diamond blocks. And it was not quilt as you go, and I just couldn't imagine putting a king size quilt under my machine, because I just use a heavy duty Singer, which is awesome, by the way. My sister has been using it to sew masks for donating, and she is getting one herself. So I took it back this morning. It's been a few weeks, and plan to do some sewing. Just waiting on my cotton clothesline to come from Amazon. I ordered 4 packs of 100 feet each, and that's due to come today. So I can go ahead and sew my strips end to end, because that's how you start this out. But I like this lady's technique better. Mine hid all the raw edges. Hers puts them all toward the inside, and she uses a triple zigzag, so it goes boom, 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 boom. So, you get 3 little bites that way. And I think it would be more secure. But you really can't see her raw edges much, probably because she covers it so much with the zigzag. And I'm just going to use some white thread. I don't care if it contrasts. I kind of like the contrast. So I don't know if you can see these too well. Just some random fabrics. I liked all the tones and colors together. So I threw in some tan and taupe and even some gray right there. Really just looking for the tone and color. So nothing too contrasting, kind of a muted look, but a little pop of green right there, that green polka dot, that's fun. And then the one that's got the fuchsia and stuff has some birds on it. You're not going to be able to see the designs really. You might make out a polka dot or two here or there. It went mainly for color, and a triad. I've got some purple, some peach, and some greens. And then I added some yellows and then the browns. My mom always taught me that brown is actually a yellow. It's considered a yellow, which I don't know why. To make brown, you actually mix two contrasting complementary colors like red and green, or yellow and blue, and not yellow and blue, sorry. But red and green, and then I don't know, whatever's crisscross on the color wheel. I am not editing this video. I might pause it to show you the quilt that I made years ago, but I have some mad sewing skills, and it's been a while since I've sewn. The last thing I sewed was my crochet hook roll, which is always empty. So that is going to be in a surprise giveaway, and you need to comment in this video. I will show you the items. Get off of that. Boo Boo's over here. Bailey, no. Want up here? Okay, come here. Then get off the fabric. Either come up here or not. She wants to say hi. There, say hi. Well, you're okay. Look, she's camera shy. This is how she is if you get in her face most of the time. She just kind of goes like that. She likes being pet on and cuddled, but she doesn't like to have her face to your face much. Once in a while, she'll give you a surprise kiss on your nose. You sweet girl. Okay, so we've got new neighbors next door, and they have, the son has a dog, and then the mom has got two dogs. Well, they're all little, and a couple of them I've seen, they're really cute, but Teddy, he's a cutie. I think he's a Yorkie mix or a Shih Tzu. I'm not sure, maybe Pomeranian. It's been a while since I've seen him, and I've only seen him once or twice. So she's a yip yap, and she likes to bark at the other dogs out here at the patio door, and she watches for them now. So if she happens to sense they're out, even though there's a little bit of a privacy fence between the patios, she will cause trouble, trying to be a troublemaker. So I have been walking and bike riding a couple times with my daughter, but the other day it was getting ready to rain, but I went out and walked and got sprinkled on a little bit at the end of the walk, but I made it around the block that was south of ours, and then our little block here. So I did pretty good. I was proud of myself for sticking to it and going that extra little block, but a few weeks ago I was doing good to make it around just our small block we have here. So been really pushing myself to do more, and so walking it. Oh, and I got a total gym, and I did a video of the second workout I did on it, just as a before video. And I'm gonna try to, I don't know, I was gonna try to do little clips throughout the year doing the total gym, but I'm probably not gonna do it. Let's just be honest, to keep it real here. I'm probably not gonna stick to that. I'm gonna try to stick to at least getting on that total gym once a week to work on my muscle tone and everything. But the walking is really where my heart's at, and I can't walk long distances like I used to, so because of the knee. Also, I want to get there's a bike converter, and I want to get this thing. It's a magnetic clip-in or something like that, something magnetic, and it just clips in, your bike goes on it, and it makes it a stationary bike for you to use indoors. So I'm going to put that in our guest room too, near the total gym. So looking forward to that, and my daughters can come and work out with me. We can take turns on the total gym and the bike. And bike riding, I love bike riding, but my leg muscles are too wasted away. My job is kind of somewhat sedentary at times. So I want to get riding my bike more. And so the walking and the total gym, hopefully with those two, I'll be able to ride my bike more. I just love riding my bike. I have a bell on my bike. I bought it in 2010, I think, and lost almost 100 pounds. And then I've gained half of it back at least. So here's to that. Keep me in your prayers. I need help for my knee, as the doctor did not fix it. All right, so I'm gonna put her down. Bailey, you're gonna have to go lay down, baby. All right, so on with the show. So today I've got some whips for you. I've got some almost FOs and some yarn, and I would call it an unboxing or unbagging, but my daughter, she ordered it, and one of us will order it and the other one will just sell the money or whatever. Use Zelle to do that. So I Zelled her the money for mine. She put the order in with Hobie. And we'll just cover that first. We ordered. It took over a month to get our order. I'm just going to keep this part brief. Over a month for this order to come. And when it came, the invoice only listed the yarns that were in the bag. And we had, like the total order was probably 170, 180. Only half of the order came, basically. So she was missing like 3 skeins of her ribbon yarn that or tape yarn, something like that, that she ordered. She was planning to use on the face mask. And it wasn't going to work for that anyway. When she got it, she realized that. So she's going to make some baskets with it. But she only got 1 out of 4. And then I got all but, I think 3 skeins of my yarn. So, and on the invoice, the shipping slip, it only listed what actually came. It didn't list the ones that we also ordered. So it looked like, this is it, your order's complete. Thank you, have a nice day. And I think it got caught up in customs and then ended up in Chicago. One day it would say it was still in Denmark, then it'd say it was in Chicago, then it was back in Denmark. So we don't know where it was at. Their system kept spitting out just whatever, I guess. So she had tried contacting them, emailing and calling. They weren't answering their phone, to my understanding, and they weren't answering emails. So we thought we just totally got gypped, and they weren't going to give us the rest of the order. So she was ready to take it up with the bank when the order finally, she tracked it and thought all of it was coming. But she's getting ready to take it up with the bank once it did come, partial order. And like a day or 2 later, the rest of it came. And I had told her maybe that's what was going to happen, because that, it didn't list prices or payment stuff on the invoice. It just listed what was in the back package. So she said, no, I said one package, so I was still hopeful. I'm always hopeful when it comes to yarn. So here is what I got. I got, let's see, Cookie in this colorway. They were out of the other colorway that I wanted. But it's a very soft autumn or spring. I think I could go for either. Kind of marigold color. And peaches and rust and cream and beige. There's a hint of blue in there. Right in there. So, Cookie, if you have not worked with Hobie Cookie, it comes... I hate to be, this is the boring part, listing off everything about it, but it's basically a worsted weight. It's a 5, it's heavy worsted, and I would agree with that. I think I'm using a K-hook, 600 meters, so it's about 700 yards or so, I think. And a lot of this is in metric. It calls for a 4.5 to 5 millimeter hook, and like I said, I'm using a K. That's about all I can tell you about this one. This is color 46217. So I've got 2 of these, and I am making a cardi vest, blanket vest, whatever you want to call it. Planning on no sleeves because I don't think I'm going to have enough for sleeves, but the beauty of this pattern is that I've used so much is it's easy to add sleeves later. So I may make a short sleeve version of it and then wear it with a long sleeve shirt. So this is what I call, I don't know what everybody else calls it, it's just double crochet, but it's kind of like a granny stitch. Every other row is solid. Same one I use for my larger than life wrap tutorial. So same stitch, but I'm doing it in a square. And if you see some of my other videos, I have a purple and lavender and white and gray mix hoodie on. Same pattern, same stitch pattern. So, it's not quite as dense on the lacy rows as a granny stitch would be. It's just 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. And then when you come back to that space, even though it's just chain one, you put 2 double crochet in there. If you want to see how to do that stitch, I may do a tutorial on this one later, but if you want to just wing it for now, you can, if you're really good at crocheting, you can watch my larger than life wrap video. It is basically 3/4 of this, so this is just the same thing but square. So I have stopped. I've stopped for this square, and it's a little bit past the top of my shoulders, so I'm just going to leave an armhole. This is the back, and I'm going to leave armholes and pick up on the sides and stitch back and forth so that the front will be drape front. Drape. So I got 2 skeins of that. That's Cookie. Alright, this one doesn't have a project yet, and this was kind of one of those deals where I was like, oh, I love the colors in this. You know, you see the little thumbnail and it won't get much bigger than that on my phone. So it looks really good from distance, and it looks good here. It really does. It's got some lime green, some orange, some magenta, some blues, some rust, some black even. And it's kind of a tweed, and it's single ply, just like the Cookie is single ply. This one is made by Hobie, I think, called Winter Glow. It's almost half acrylic, and 51% wool, 49% acrylic. The Cookie is a little bit thicker. I think the Winter Glow is a 4. Yeah, this one's a 4, which I would agree with that. It's got some spots that are a tiny bit thinner, but it's definitely a little bit thinner than the Cookie. Not sure how it's going to work up yet. I've got 2 in this colorway, which I love for fall. I'm going to make it work. Put it into something. This one is color 02. And it calls for a USH, which I would agree with. Or an 8 if you're knitting with it. And there are 765 yards per on there. So it's close in the same yardage. I'm not sure if I like how these are put up as much. They're like skeins. See? Wrapped and stuff. So it's not a cake, but it's shaped like a cake. So I don't know if I should pull from the middle or the outside. I don't know, I may end up caking those, but I think it'll be a while before I get in the mood to work with those. And then I've also got, and the Winter Glows, I don't think they were on sale. I don't know. It's either that or the Cookie was like $23, I think, for a skein. I don't know. It was a lot. And then vice versa, the other one, whichever the other one was on sale. Wish I could tell you, but I don't have the receipt. Beth does. Color tint. Same Winter Glow. H-hook. Isn't that pretty? It's light dusty mauves, pink, and then kind of like a maize yellow color here and there. Some beiges, some light gray, very muted. I may make, if I have enough, which I doubt I will, but this is a colorway, if I like the way it works up knitted, I might do a swatch if I like knitting with it. I might make a February lady sweater again. I made one, and I think this would be nice for that because it's the bottom of the February lady sweater is knit, and it's laced at the bottom and a raglan top. So I think that these colors are nice and muted. I think it would work well with that lace pattern. I may just order more if I need it. Oh, there's one more. Almost forgot. Bailey, you've already been out. Leave me alone. You're so cute. This is the Hobie Twister. 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. Now, I've gotten their Cotton Kings Deluxe. and it is more of a fingering weight, and I ended up doubling it, and I'm making a red velvet rose wrap. It's on my cart right now. I don't feel like getting it. It goes peach to rust, so I'm doubling that one. And then I gave my daughter the pink and white thing I was working on with the other colorway of the Cotton Kings Deluxe. This is the twister, and it said sport weight, I believe. Calls for 3.5 to 4 millimeter hook. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. It looks like between a fingering and a sport. Not quite as thin as the Cotton Kings Deluxe. I was really hoping it would be a little bit thicker, but I love that colorway. Nice honey, golden yellow to sage to an army green that's kind of a tweeded. The army green does not have its own color section. I like that. It goes straight into the teal. So it goes from the sage to the teal. Anyway, I like that. I think it's so pretty. Maybe like a lost in time shawl. I haven't been making very many shawls. Oh, and I think a bias. Ooh, yeah. That's probably what this is going to be. It is a bias knit or bias crocheted shawl. I think that would be very pretty and look really nice in this colorway, and the gradient would be, you know, go from one corner to the fatter edge. So, like that a lot. And on here you get 1,000 meters, which is probably around 1,100 to 1,200 yards. I think a 4 millimeter hook is an H, so I'm hoping it's an H. H is my favorite size. Okay. I need a breather. Here, this blanket here I never use that the tails all come out on my Ferris wheel yarn from Lion Brand. Love it. Looks really pretty hanging on the wall. That is the window pane, same as the cookie project that I showed you. That I may do a tutorial on that. But that would be really pretty made into a blanket cardigan, and then do plain sleeves. That'd be really cute. All right. I have a bad case of TMP, and I've had it. I've just stashed so many projects I thought I may get around to finishing in the cubbies. So TMP is too many projects. All right, here is one. This is, oh, and I guess some really exciting news. I can't share it yet, but really exciting news to share. It'll be coming before too long. Here is a tunic for one of my daughters. Same stitch pattern. So easy to use. It's such an easy stitch pattern, that window pane stitch pattern. And this is to be the front or the back. It's just going to be a boat neck and maybe a little wide at the neck once it's stitched together. So I'm probably going to go around with half double crochets around the neckline. So started out just, you know, at the bottom, and just do your bust size, add a few inches and divide it in half. Or chain a length you think will be wide enough by your favorite t-shirt, and then go until you get to where you want your arms to start. I'm doing a baggy sleeve arm, just a little bit of a sleeve there. So that's going to be a tunic for one of my daughters. She loves this colorway. She bought some of this yarn already. This is the Sweet Divinity from Hobby Lobby. Same as I did my purple video on. I just showed it, the finished object, in one of the videos. It's asymmetrical closure, so it closes right here. It's a long sleeve cardigan. But it is the same yarn. So I'll let you see that a little closer. I had decided this is the third project that this has been. It's almost done. It's going to get done. But I had decided to knit it after I started crocheting kimono sleeve top with it. So I had knit up a sleeve and a half or so, almost 2 sleeves, and bodice, and decided to take it undone and start all over again. Oh. So, this is the madness of being creative, right? Don't act like you don't relate. Don't act like you don't relate. If you're one of those monogamous stitchers, get out. Get out. Fiber Floozy, you're more than welcome. I can relate. So, yeah, it's the struggle is real, but you know, we make the work for ourselves. So, you know, and if you're designing too on top of it, and then when you find the perfect yarn, of course you have the perfect yarn in your mind picked out for the perfect pattern, then you don't like the two together, so you divorce the two. Then they get remarried to another project, or you fix the yarn up with another yarn, double it up, and you make do. So, in the end, if it doesn't get done, it wasn't meant to be. So here is the baby project. Sometimes I'll just do baby blankets and I don't even know who I'm going to give them to, but my pastor's wife is pregnant, and someone else I know now is pregnant too. So I've got plenty of reason to stitch baby blankets. So this one is called Retro. I bought the pattern. Pretty much everything you need to know to make the blanket is on the first page. The rest is her color sequence, which had lots of colors in it. So that was kind of a waste of money. I wish I hadn't done it. If I had looked at some close-up photos, of course I could have copied it myself. So anyway, I bought the pattern. It's called Retro, the Retro Baby Blanket. I like the way the white looks on this side. And it is square, and all the fringes are still hanging. I've got to weave in the tails. And I have high hopes of taking the brown and making some little moccasins that have some flowers stitched on them in the other colors. And baby moccasins, of course. And then a bonnet with the brown in the back, right here. And then the sides to be the same stitch going that way. Little baby bonnet. See? Just a band of it. So that is my hope, is to get a set done with it. I like making sets. I just rarely get sets done. I usually just make a blanket. Okay. On to the next one. This is a big show and tell today. I have several projects that I need to get the ends woven in on. This is a Which Way Fillet. Thank you, Fiber Spider. Fiber Spider, I'll tell you, I could just listen to his voice all day long. All day. I love, he's just so nice, and he's so generous to do these videos, and he's so patient, you know. So this is a 2-row repeat. Highly recommend his video. It looks very complicated, but it's not. I think this is it Pegasus colorway? I don't know. I don't think it's Pixie, but obviously it's the peach, lavender, and teal colorway and the mandala. And then I had some left over, so I made a little baby bonnet. I just made that up on my own. There's the back of it, sides of it, and I'm going to get a ribbon and weave it through, and then it can tie right there. It's very little, so probably be for fall, spring, whatever. I think the baby's due in August, so I'm very big on making baby girl stuff. I don't like making gender neutral things, so I usually wait to find out what someone is having before I make anything for them. Here is another one, Which Way Fillet. I want to say this one is unicorn. No, troll. This one is troll. I'm sure about that. And I mixed a little bit of another skein of, had some similar colors in it, just because I ran out of that one and I only had one skein of it. So this one is about 1.5 skeins. The other one was almost 2 skeins, I think, a little bit bigger. I've not steam blocked these yet with my iron yet, but I am going to, because I think that opens up the lace so nicely. Another breather. Bailey, seriously, I've got all those strips laid out nicely on my cutting board, and she is laying down on them. Hope that rope gets here soon. Okay. Corner to corner. This is Ice Yarn Magic DK. Magic DK. And I like the pops of the lighter teal. That's kind of what keeps this blanket random. So there's the blanket. And I made like I was gonna just start a strip, a narrow strip of the corner to corner. Made a rectangle, stitched it up, and made some chain strings for it, and just made up a little flower for it. So she got a little pixie hat with it. Hopefully it fits baby. I haven't steam blocked it yet. I think that'll relax it quite a bit, but a little pixie hat. Hopefully the little thing will fit, but it's definitely newborn size. I think I could steam block it and make it 3 to 6 months. So, a blanket and a matching bonnet. Ding, 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 winter, winter, chicken dinner. All right. I feel like it's Christmas up in here. Like I just stitch, just keep on stitching. This is a 2-point Granny meets virus, or virus meets Granny, however you can say it. And somebody's video on YouTube. I'm sorry, I can't find every link to every video. But that is it right here. This is the adult size. I have not steam blocked it yet. Not woven in the tail yet. This is the beloved Centaur colorway of Mandala. I'll tell you, Mandala, they can't make enough colorways for me and my daughter. I'm just like, more colors, more colors. They just don't make enough colorways, enough grown-up colorways. So I really like this colorway. The tan is calming, the plum, the rust, the gold, it's all just perfectly scrumptious for fall. So I can really see her in this with boots on. I think that it's going to grow quite a bit and definitely relax. Get a little close up of it. I kind of loosely followed their video, but I did as many of the virus shells rows that I wanted, and then I went into Granny and finished it with Granny. So it's not quite Granny meets virus, because that would be like less of the virus and then some Granny and then back to the virus. I just did virus, and then did Granny until I decided it was big enough. And I am going to make her daughter a little version of it. So I've got to figure out the stitch count to size it down, which shouldn't be too hard. So those will be done for fall. Yeah. The stitching just never ends. I rearranged my little office / craft room. You don't see my subscribe pillow here anymore in the background because I am facing the other wall. I put the desk, which was in the middle of the room, back over to the wall. Just because I kind of been in a crochet funk and haven't been doing my videos as much. Trying to get in shape, lose some weight, feel better. So yeah, that's why I've been missing in action. It's just not been a high priority for me. I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you all have enjoyed catching up with me. I'm going to try to get caught up on some of y'all's videos. I love our little community and hope everybody is staying well. I think we're on the upswing from all this COVID stuff, thank God. And dog is still in my fabric. Bailey. You know, in her crate, she has 2 baby blankets that I crocheted. One of mine is really cute, mint green with a white lacy border, really cute. I made up the border for it, and it's a shell blanket. And then another one's a round one that I did with 2 yellow colorways that I hated and didn't even want to weave in the end, so I just knotted them and tied them off. She's got those two baby blankets in her crate, and sometimes she likes them enough, she'll go and arrange them and stuff, and she'll lay down on her own. She just goes night night. Right now she is still on my fabric, so I've got to get her off the fabric because I am going to sew today. One way or another, I'm going to sew. And I have reason right now, I can't tell the news, but I'm going to start quilting again. My daughter wants to get into quilting, and she has wanted to, but she needs some mommy and me time so that she can learn to sew more. She's been making the masks. I think that's probably helped her skills quite a bit. So I'm proud of you, Beth, for helping out, our country this way. She's done a lot of cutting of fabric for my sister. My sister and her kind of teamed up with some others on Facebook to do the fabric mask. And my youngest is getting ready to graduate with her master's. I just can't believe it. It just seems like yesterday she was still sucking her two little fingers. My dad bribing her, trying to make a deal with her to stop sucking her fingers. He'd quit smoking. But they grow up so fast, and we grow old so fast. When I had asked my former roommate, who we're still friends, but I said, Brian, why does time go so fast now that we're older? He said, it's because we're more patient. Makes sense when you think about it, because when you're younger, you're always waiting for the next exciting thing to happen, or this or that, and you have more milestones all crunched together because you're growing so fast. And it just seems like you're always waiting for something when you're younger, and waiting to go outside to play, waiting for a birthday, waiting for Christmas presents, so always waiting. So we're more patient when we're older. We've learned to wait for those things, and time just kind of goes by so fast. So that's gonna make me tear up. I don't want to cry. But time just goes too fast, and I wish things would just slow down. Enjoy each other and our families, and spend real quality time together. I don't have kids living at home, but I hear people have really gotten close with their kids and doing the homeschooling and distance ed thing, and I kind of miss those days when the little ones were at home. And you never get that time back. You can close your eyes and you can remember. That's when I get that song, memories in the corners of my mind. Yeah, that song will get me crying like no other. I think it's from The Way We Were movie. I can't remember. Is it Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal? I want to say. But it's been a long time. I might watch that today. But that song will get me crying like no other. Because I could just close my eyes and it just seems like yesterday. See my kids in the sunshine playing. Squinting because the sun's in their eyes. All dressed up for Easter. It just goes too fast. So, alright, I've rambled on enough. And better go before I start tearing up. I'll talk to you guys later. Love ya. Thanks again, Left is Right Crochet with Sandy. Thank you, Sandy, for the shout out. I know that you gave me one a while back, and I don't know when it was. I've just been kind of complacent doing my videos. And thanks to my new subscribers and viewers. Hang in there. I will have some more tutorials coming. Not quite as fast-paced as they were before, but you have some to start on if you want to start some of my tutorials. And I think we'll plan ahead for fall, and sometime around July or August start this window pane drape front vest or cardi, whatever you want to make yours. I'm really big into doing items that are easily modified, that you can wing your own sleeve, pocket, hood, whatever you want to add, ribbing. and get you up and going enough that you can feel confident enough to do those modifications. So, but yeah, July, expect a new tutorial series. All right, gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.